I'm Michael Wheeler. We're located just east of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. We're the fourth generation to be here on this location, including my children. My wife Rhea and I, we are running approximately 200 purebred Angus cows, along with our kids, Ty, Tate, and Rhett. And this year we're celebrating 25 years in the Angus business, having purebred Angus cattle, and we've been involved in the commercial cattle industry for a lot longer than that. So certainly have roots deep in agriculture and in the cattle industry. The main focus of our program is to raise genetics that are going to go out and have a positive influence in the commercial industry. The majority of our income and focus of our program is raising breeding bulls that we're going to sell to those commercial producers. So we are really focused on those traits that are relevant to the commercial industry. Things like structural soundness, fertility, maternal traits. Those are all really important, especially raising Angus cattle. That's some of the traits that commercial producers are looking for the breed to add to their programs. So we really focus a lot on the strength of the cows. We do a lot of physical and phenotype evaluation of the cattle in terms of soundness, and udder quality is very important, feet and udders. So that's our primary focus. And then we start looking at some of the other data that's available in terms of performance data, and look at those things to help narrow down the top individuals that we want to propagate within our herd, and that it will end up making a profound influence then on the commercial industry as well. We're always looking to make sure that we're providing the best tools available to our commercial customers, and so we want to make sure that if there's something that will benefit them and that will hopefully make the propagation of those best cattle easier for us as well as our customers, that we are looking at those tools and identifying them. And so for us, genomic technology is relatively new, and we're still trying to evaluate its usefulness and the potential impact it could offer for our commercial customers. So we've only used it on a small scale so far, but we are primarily using it actually on animals that we are going to put back into our own program, so that we can evaluate the results of that here first in our own, sort of testing scenario in our own herd, and identify how it could impact the genetic progress of our herd. So we looked at the results of the GS tests and the genomic percentile rankings, to help us identify which animals we might use in certain scenarios. One of the traits that we've primarily focused on is birth weight and calving ease. We feel that that's probably one of the phenotypes that has the most data collected, and so should therefore have the most accuracy and validity that we can use in our own program. If we can identify bulls that should have the calving ease that we're looking for, and give us more confidence that they can be used on heifers, that would be a benefit for us. So we've used that to, it was particularly on some of our embryo transplant calves that maybe don't have actual data that reflects their true genetic merit, because there is some influences there based on the recip dam and those types of things. So we can actually use the genomic data hopefully to give a little bit more accuracy to what we're looking at, and then identify which bulls would actually be safe to use in the heifer pen. As I mentioned, I think that the most value we hopefully saw was in those birth weight predictions. It will be a good test now to see come calving season next year if the genomic data was correct. Actually, one of the bulls that we utilized in our herd this year on our heifers did not have data that predicted that he would be a calving ease sire, and so we actually did go ahead and still use him in our heifer program, and we feel that that'll be a good test to see if the genomic results were correct. So I guess time will tell what the results of that will be. Anything we can do that is going to add more confidence and accuracy to our EPDs is definitely something that we need to consider. At the same time, for us, balancing out the, actual phenotype and structural soundness, is a big priority for us. And so, the data is useful, but it has to be used in balance with the actual, performance of the cattle, as well as the phenotype, and making sure that what we're seeing with our eyes is kind of matching what we can see on paper as well.